Hi, everybody. You're welcome to class. We'll continue with the last module of this bootcamp, DevOps, starting with the basic DevOps, where we introduce us to DevOps tools at each stage of the pipeline. Remember, we said we're going to be working manually, and then we'll go and automate things. Following the principle of DevOps, it must be repeatable and it must be automated. So we have started looking at Git, right? We explained that Git is a version control system, and it is the most popular one at that. And then we use it to track code changes, use it to make to track who is making these changes, and we also use it for collaboration. Collaboration in the sense that when we have two or more Git on different workstations, they can collaborate by putting together what they've been working on at their respective stations in a remote repository. Okay. Hopefully we'll get into that part today where we get to push what we are doing on Git to a remote repo GitHub. All right. I also shared with us that Git manages projects with repositories. You can clone a project to work on a local copy. You can control and track changes, staging and committing. We have seen how to stage and we've seen how to commit. And then we know what each of these words mean. And we can also, with Git, branch and merge to allow for work to be done on different parts and different versions of our project. We can also, with Git, pull the latest version of project to our local copy. And we can also push what we've done probably at the end of business from our local copy to the remote repo, right? So far, we've initialized Git on a directory here, which is the project directory. And then if we cd into it, are we able to know if we run a simple git command like git status, it tells us the status of our repo, okay, which is a local git repo, right? We've also staged, okay. If we have not staged, you will not see something called untracked files, okay. We also committed in our last class. And from this class is where we say we'll begin to branch and see what we can do with branches. All right. We entered into a discussion where I had to explain that branching at the local, branching within the local repo is not the same as branching at the remote repo. Of course, the principle is the same, but the essence of you doing that, okay, there is one or two addition, right, to the reason why you want to branch at the local so that you don't mix it together. Within your local repo, you do not need anybody's permission to merge the branches, especially if you are not the team lead, because your local repo is your own. Are we together? You don't have to wait for the team lead to come and approve your merge request. Okay, you're within your own local repo, you are the one trying your thing on different branches just to see if one solution will work, or you are trying to get creative without affecting what you have been, without having a negative impact on what you have been building for the past 1 hour or 1 day or 1 week or 1 month, right? We'll see how all of that place out today. So that's where we are, getting to branching today. But then, do we have any question before we move on? Is there anybody with any question?
None from me. None from me.
None from me, too. All
Sorry.
right.
Yeah. The question I wanted to ask you is not it's on Linux. So I don't know that we can leave it for now.
Linux.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
I
not
posted the question on the
group,
I don't know how they call it now. Not the
on the Discord
there's
channel.
Discord channels.
Okay,
But you didn't look at it. Maybe you didn't go there look at it. Yeah.
I'll check it out. Okay.
Later. Okay, it's okay.
All right. So let's get into what we're gonna do today. So thank God I had to run git status. We see that we have a modified file, which is a readme.md, and we also have an untracked file. Untracked file means that it is actually a new file that has never been staged. Okay. Now there's something git commit flag A, flag M. Okay, let's start from basic. Let's track this file first. Git add main.py. Okay. So if I run git status, we only have a modified files. Okay. We only have a modified file, which is readme.md. I can also add it as well so that it gets to be tracked. And also say git add, I should have added all. Okay, let's just do that. Git add all. And if I run, sorry, git status. Okay, so the next thing is to commit git commit flag M. Okay, so let's say introduce py file. Okay, good. And then that's clear. And now we have a clean working tree. So the process of committing a file or the process of committing within your local repo is that you first stage and then you commit. Remember, we said that Git will treat a newly created file, a deleted file, an edited file as a modified file. Okay, so when the file is modified, next thing you do is you stage it and you commit it. However, there is a command that if the file is not a new file, if you do not have an entirely new file, there is one command that can stage and commit at once for you. And this is it on your screen. Git commit flag A, flag M. Okay, at times if we do flag AM, it works, but it depends on the distro which we are working with. Git commit flag A, flag M, the commit message. This line of instruction is going to add all the files, meaning it's going to stage it and then commit it. So you will not need to do git add first, then git commit. But there's only one condition. It will only work for a non-new file. What I mean is, if the file or if any of the files is new, this command will not work for that new file. It will work for every other file you are trying to stage and commit because they are not new. it means that they at some point have been staged. Okay, let's quickly get practical with what I just explained. Okay, what do we have here? Can we modify readme.md? Okay, let me just correct something. Just add something to show class, right? So I don't know what I mean in that place. So let's just do that. I have modified, right? It's bank. Can we also modify main.py? Go to 3. Okay, about say import. Go to 3. Okay, that's enough. So now we have two files that we have modified. What if we create a new file? vi provider .cf. Okay, AWS provider. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to do many things. Okay, and then that's not correct, by the way. We are not working at the correctness now. So if I run git status, we have two modified files and one new file. So if I run the command git flag add flag m modified py file. What this command will do is it's going to stage and commit. I've missed a keyword here. There should be a commit here, please. This command is meant to stage and commit at once. But I said to you, this command will only work for files that has at one point been staged. This command will not work for an entirely new file that has never been staged. Okay. So in these three files we have here, this command will only work for these two. It will not work for this one. Okay. So if all we have here are all modified files, then this command will stage and commit all of them. But because we have two modified files and an on track file, it's only going to work for these two. It will not work for this because it has never been staged before. I hope that makes sense. Two file changes. See, two files changed, meaning just these two. Okay. If I run git status, you see that we still have this guy. So instead of first doing git add and git commit, this ones was added and committed, staged and committed with just this command. Where is the command again? All right. But for this, we will first have to what? First have to add it, then commit it. Git add, okay, then git commit, new TF file, and that's it. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get into what we need to do today. Git branch. How many branch do we have? We have a fix-it branch and a master branch. And I did told us that there are two ways to create a new branch. You can create a new branch and remain in the current branch, or you can create a new branch and switch over immediately to the new branch. All right. Now we have master branch and we have fix-it branch. But as at time we created the fix-it branch, Today we have done some things on the master branch. So if I switch to the fixit branch and start working, and later on attempt to merge, there's going to be a merge conflict. So what I'm going to do now is to delete this fixit branch and then start all over again. Okay. Now, to delete a branch, command is git branch flag d, the name of the branch. Okay, that's clear. And now if I run git branch, okay. So you remember how we created a branch without switching to the branch? Okay. Anybody remember? Practiced? How we created the branch without switching to the branch?
I think we did git branch flag C and then sprint 1 or whatever name we want to give to it.
Git branch checkout minus b then the branch name.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean we've not been practicing or we didn't watch the video? It's simple git branch, the branch name. Git branch, fix it.
So you remain the master branch now. I said to go new one.
No, I said what would be
No,
the
you
command
said
to create?
This is
we are
going
not
to create a
making
new
change.
branch.
Man, just what we did in our last class. Okay, that's it. Git branch, fix it. Right?
This one you see me in the master now. I thought you said you get to be in the.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Oh,
What I said
okay.
was, what's the command to create a branch and remain on the
The
initial
master.
branch? Right?
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me get
So
that.
that's it. If you need to switch to this branch now, the command is going to be what? Git,
Git branch checkout the new branch.
not git branch checkout, anything like that.
Git
Git
checkout branch
Sorry,
name.
Git checkout. Sorry, Git checkout.
branch name. It's all right. Okay. And now we are on fixit branch. Okay. So what if we want to create a branch and then check out to that branch once it is created?
Git checkout dash option. I've forgotten the option. Option C or option B.
Branch.
Option B branch name.
B. Okay. Fix all. Right?
So homework.
Fix it now. It's fix it, not fix all now.
We already
No,
created
he's creating a new branch. He's creating a new
already
branch now.
created a fixit branch.
Git branch checkout minus this
Okay.
branch.
Git get checkout. Don't mix it together. Git branch, the name of the branch, is going to create a branch, but not check out to that branch.
Branch, yes.
Okay. Git checkout flag B, the name of the branch, is going to create a branch and switch automatically to what? To the branch. All right. Now see what I've done here. From master, I created fixit. From fixit, I created what? Fix all. If I want to merge, okay, if I come to master, all right, and I do git merge fixit, it will merge. If I stay on master and I git merge fix all, it's likely going to be a problem, a merge conflict. Why? Because I did not create fix all from where? From master. Is it making sense?
Well, you didn't make any changes to.
Yes, I didn't make any changes.
I'm confused.
No, don't be. I created fixit from where?
From master.
Good. And I created fix all from where?
from fix it.
Good. So if you do not want uh merge conflict, okay, then you should merge the way you created.
Okay, so you should first merge fix all from fix it.
Beautiful.
Then
So you
merge.
start on fix it and merge fix all.
Okay.
All right. And so what that means is all that you have done on fix all is good. You consider it
Mhm.
fine. You want to merge it
Okay.
with what? Fix it.
Fix it.
All
Okay.
right. Then, if all that you have done on fix it is also fine and you are good, you return to master and merge fix it.
Does merging delete the branch?
No, it doesn't.
So
But
why?
once you merge,
Um,
it means that you have altered all that is on what? On where you are merging to. So if I merge fixer with fix it now, let's say I've
okay.
done some things on fixer and I merge it with fix it, okay, and I commit, then I've changed the what?
What
The
is in
things I
master?
have in fix it,
What's in fix it rather? What's in fix it? Okay. Yeah.
right?
So all this analogy that you're giving us is dependent on if you make changes in
That's
individual
the reason
branches,
why you
right?
are branching out now. Are you
No.
branching out?
I was
Yes.
thinking we are using this
There's no reason
exact
why you want to
scenario.
branch out if you don't want to do something on the new branch.
Oh, okay. Of course. I get you. I get you now.
Good.
That was the point of my confusion initially. I
All
was
right.
thinking as you created this branch that you start merging, you will get the merge conflict. I was like, since
No,
you
you
didn't do
can't have
anything
merge it.
inside
See,
any of
there's
those
no
branches,
differences in all of the branches
okay,
are all the
Just
same.
I
Okay.
get it now. Thank you.
All right. So let's get into action. First, we are on fix all. I want to delete fix all, and I want to work with fix it and master. So I return to fix it. It branch fix it. Oh, sorry.
But
Let's check out.
You check out. I mean,
fist it. Switch check out fist it.
yeah, that's to switch because you cannot remain on a branch and try to delete that branch. So no work.
Likewise,
You get that?
merge. So
Yes. You say, yeah, you're correct. Thank you for noting that. So we say we delete this git branch,
branch dash flag D.
check out
See branch,
flag
check out.
D,
Okay. Flag D. Okay.
pixel. Oh, sorry, I wanted to delete.
Hmm, branch.
Okay, so let's clear. If I run git branch now, we
How will
now
you
have so let's
how
return
will you
to
remove that
git
detached?
checkout. Don't worry, I'm going to resolve all of that. Master git checkout flag D, fix it. Okay, clear. Git status. Let detach that, fix it. No problem. So we run, just do a simple, you have a clean tree, then you don't have any issue. Okay. All you want to do is just to git commit flag M new. Good. Do you have any branch? I thought I updated the fix it.
I wanted to say that.
So let's move out. Git checkout flag. Hold on. We go to master first. Check out, fix it rather. Okay, then status on branch
Do you
fix it.
think that head that head detached stuff is what is holding on to that fix it branch.
So we're going to, don't worry, we'll merge it. I don't want to create confusion for us. So let me return to master, git, checkout, master. All right, then git status. So we are good now, right? Then let's clear. Okay, so git branch. So let's return now to fix it. Git checkout fix it. So on the normal, this is what we have. We are working on master, then we've branched out to fix it. You see all of that. So part of the story that we were telling in our last class is that, let's say we want to try some changes, okay? And we want to see how it will look like. But I don't want those changes to affect my master, my main branch. So I'll branch out and try all those changes here. That's first one. Two, when we are collaborating, when I want to push to what's it called? When I want to push to the remote repo, I can decide to branch out here first and push to the remote repo, or I can push and I will push my branch to the remote repo. Anyway, let's not use maths to say it. Let's get there. Okay, so let's work on this. What do we do? Let's create a new file. So we say what file can we create? Let's create about us.html. Okay, insert. Let's say web file where we include contact information. I'm trying to save time so that we don't waste time on unnecessary thing. Right click ban. Okay. And then let us vi index HTML and we insert welcome to DevOps class about class 1. Okay. Good. So if I run git status on this branch fixes, we have a modified file and a new file. What do? We add all first, add, and then commit. Git commit, like M, let's say, fix it more. Good. So if I run git status, we now have a working tree. If everything I've done here is fine, how do I know it is fine? Let's say I have quickly pushed it to Jenkins and build it, and it looks like what I'm intending to do. Then I'll return it, checkout, master. In fact, before I check out, let me show you. It,
Want to check the list of the files.
Fix it. Look at this. Then let's return back to master, git checkout master. So you see that on Fixit, we have how many? 6. And here we have 5.
5.
So I want to merge Fixit with the master branch. The command is simple. Git merge Fixit. You will not merge just as that person helps us to rightly. You will not delete, neither will you merge a branch while you are in that branch. Okay. So it's as simple as that. So now, if I list, you now see that even from here, 2 files changed, 2 insertions, 1 delete. It created about us is now here on the master, and then this index.html was also what? And it tells you what happened on index, 1 addition and 1 delete. On about us, 1 addition because it is a new file. So that's it. We've seen the simple process of branching out, working on the old branch, on the new branch. Then if we are satisfied with what we've done, we return to the master branch and merge. Okay. So you see, we are not requiring anybody's permission. It is our local repo. All the creativity is being done within this local repo. It is another case entirely if it were to be on the remote repo. Now let's go ahead. You will also notice that before we are able to merge, we commit the changes we did on the Fixit, because commit is the point where you can say you have saved. Are we together? If you do not commit, you have not saved. And you cannot merge what you have not saved with the on a branch with another branch. Okay. Now let's create now a merge conflict and see how things will play out. So I'll say it. I'm still working with the old branch. Oh, look at me. Check out, fix it. Okay. And then let's modify green style. UI, this cascade sheet. And let's insert changes to green, changes to 25 pixel. Okay. And then we run right with bang. Okay. And let's commit it. Commit flag A, flag M, CSS modify. That means I modified the CSS file. Changed. Okay. Then let's go back to the master branch. Git checkout master. And then here, can we BI okay, change this to 30. Okay. And let's use thing here as well. Okay. Let's create fun. And let's also commit flag A, flag M. We define its CSS. So this is what has happened. By the time I branched out, I worked on a file on the new branch. Okay. Then I returned to the master branch and I worked on the same file. Okay. So the two files has changed on both what?
On both sides,
On both
on both
branches.
branch.
Now, when I
But the
attempt, by the time I
branch of
attempt
the
to merge the new branch
master.
with the master, it will discover that it is not how it left that it is about to meet it. Then it will now tell you there is a merge conflict. Let's try it. Git merge. Okay. Auto merging greenstar.css. On automatic merge field, fix conflict and then commit the result. Okay. On the fix it, the same number of files. So it has merged readme, merged about us, merged index, merged main, merged provider. But it says there is a problem with what? Greenstar. And what's the problem? When we branched out to fix it, by the time this fix it is returning to merge itself back to the master, it is not how it met, how it left Greenstar. It isn't how it's meeting it now. So it's saying, do you want me to enforce this change? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So what do you do? It's as simple as just running a commit here, meaning that you want to commit the changes that the fixit is about to make to the master. It's commit like M fix fix it merge. Okay. Committing is not possible because you have unmerged files. All right. So what do we do first? We add them first. Do you see?
Okay.
What do? We say, let's add flag A here. Or I can go ahead and first say git add, then what? Git commit. All right. So instead of doing git add, then git commit, I just use this command I showed you at the beginning of this class.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So when I've done this, I can now complete the what? The merging. I have fixed the what? The merge conflict.
Merge
I
conflict.
can now complete already
Wow,
up to date.
this is amazing.
So I cannot decide to say if I want to keep fix it or I want to delete it. So we've seen how to branch out. Now, another scenario that can cause merge conflict. I branched out from master to fix it. I went to fix it, did some things, and committed the changes. If I return to master and I branch out from master to another branch, let's call it fix all, and I switch to fix all, did some changes, committed, and I merge any one of them first, By the time I'm merging the second one, there will be conflict. Does it make sense? Let's say
That is if
I
you have
merge fix it first to the master. By the time and that one may not give me, that one will even give me a problem because it is not the latest branch. But if I merge the latest branch first, which is fix all, by the time I'm merging fix it, I will have what? Problem.
Conflict.
I will have conflict. Why? Because master has changed.
Yeah.
Why? I've merged fix all with it. So all you need to do is as simple as what? Add the new changes and commit it, then complete your merging. Okay. Merging when it comes to Git versus GitHub is always different. Okay. The same problem, but how to resolve it is what is different. Because merging conflicts when it comes to local repo and remote repo is that either the remote repo is some commit ahead of the local, and you try to pull and you try to push from your local to your repo, then it tells you there is problem. Okay. So to avoid merging issues when you are collaborating, ensure you have the latest version of what is on your remote repo on your what? On your local. Okay. How do you do that? Git pull. Okay, so gentlemen, let us assume that after 5 weeks of coding, the developers are done. You now are being required to be pushing what they have done to the what? So the remote repo. 5 weeks is too much. Let's say at the end of business, at close of business today, they want to push, and it is the first time ever the first person is pushing to the remote repo. Okay. The first thing you do is to go and create an empty what? Empty repo
repository.
on your collaboration platform. And you know your collaboration platform could either be GitHub or Bitbucket or anyone you and your team has agreed to use. Okay.
So you can use Git to push to Bitbucket.
Of course. Git is
Okay.
the main tool. All these other collaboration are just the same, not even change of command. Every other thing remains the same. It's just the name. All right. Okay, I think my browser is dancing poorly. Can you see my console? Let me be sure we're on the same page. All right. I want to believe everybody have their own GitHub account. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know how to create empty repos. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't have GitHub
So
account.
you don't have a GitHub account.
Hmm.
Okay. Which one did you use in with your AWS? Anyway, do not have a GitHub account. It's not difficult. It's just to go to github.com and then create an account. Right. Use it, set up account. When you set up account, it brings you to a dashboard like this. If I say for me, it brings you to something like this. This is the dashboard of a typical organization within GitHub. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to create a repo. So look at the icon here, create new repo. But if you want to import a new repo is also here. But for now, we want to create a repo. The repo. So within mobile GitHub, we have other organizations. That's why you see me switch here. What name do we give to this repo? Let's call it 2024 July 6th. Okay. Shona, remote repo to learn push and pull. I want to make it
When you mean other organizations, do you mean like other repository that you've created under that same accounts?
no, sir. Like within your GitHub, I can have different organizations. It's not a repo. And within that organization, I cannot begin to create repo. So let's say we are in we are all working for a company, Global Technologies. Okay. And we have the general company repo. Okay. If we want to ensure there is orderliness, we can decide to say for the training arm, there is an organization. You can call it urban training. Okay? And for the production arm, whereby we undergo production services for clients, we help them uh, uh, release applications. Okay, we can have another organization still within the same what GitHub account. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So I want to make it anyone can internet can see this. I want to make it public. The main project we're going to be working with is going to be private. We'll follow the standard of the industry. Okay. All right, so let's create a repo. We're waiting. Okay, so look at the repo, the set, and look at the URL of your repo here. Either you use this or you want to SSH directly into the repo from your SSH. Look at the SSH URL. Okay, we're working with both, But let's start with the HTTPS first. Okay, so what do? We copy this. You see it is empty. There are no files here. Okay. They are even giving you some of the commands which you already know. Git initiate, git add, you commit it, can branch, okay, you remote, and then you git push. Okay? Or push an existing repo, which is what we want to do now. See what? We add it first. Okay. Git branch, we branch to a new repo main, and then we push this branch to our origin. But now let me go explain all of that to you from our workstation backend. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a remote repository to this our local repo. Okay. I want to add a remote repo to this local repo. And to do that, the command is git remote add origin. Okay, so what this will do is we are adding a remote repository with the specified URL that you are seeing. We are adding it as origin to our local Git repo. All right, so that's it. So confirm if it has added, command is git remote flag v, and it tells you this is your origin. Now, when you want to fetch, this is where it is fetching from. And when you push, this is where it is what? It is pushing from. Okay, it is possible tomorrow you want to break from this repo. Let's say for any reason it got deleted from the GitHub. You want to break from here and join this local Git repo to another remote. It's simple. Simply change, remove all of this, and you say git remote remove what? Origin. When you do that and you run git remote flag v, you see that it returned nothing, meaning that there is no remote repo added to this local repo as an origin. Does that make sense, class? So when you break out, you can now add it to another what? To a new or another existing remote repository. Does it make sense?
Sorry, can you come again?
Okay. Git remote add origin. What we've done now is we now have a remote repository we have added as origin to this local repo. You know our local repo is this project folder.
Yeah.
Good. So anytime we want to push, we are pushing from this local repo to a what?
To the
To a
remote
remote
repo.
repo. We would not need to always specify this guy anytime we want to push
Yeah.
because we've added it automatically knows. Okay. If I
Okay.
run git pull, are you
Okay.
with me? If I run git
Yeah.
pull origin, I don't have to specify this URL again because I've added it as origin. Those where to go and
Yeah.
pull from. So that's what we
Origin.
have just done now. Okay. Now I'm saying that
Okay.
what if this repo no longer exists? Okay, so you need to
Okay.
disconnect this local repo from this remote repo. What would the command
Okay.
be? If the command to
Git
add is git add
Git
remote
remote,
add,
remove.
then you just run the command git remote remove
origin.
origin. You would not need to specify the URL again since you are removing
So,
it.
so are you saying origin is basically like a placeholder for the URL? Like
Yes,
it's basically storing the value of the URL. So origin
that's
can be named
correct.
anything.
No, you can't call it anything. This is like the
Have you tried it?
standard syntax.
I think I've tried it before that I named it something else and it
and it
still worked.
worked.
Yeah.
So let's say someone else now gets to your station and put origin. What do you think happens?
No, that person might not know that it's Origin that I named it. So
So
it's my personal project. So I just tried it one day and I noticed that it still worked. I just said git remote
Shola,
add instead of Origin. I just said apple or banana or something
yeah,
and it
git
worked.
remote add Shola and then this URL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like you said, placeholder. Okay. However, use the what?
Origin.
Use the standard word.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So that next tomorrow you try to use some other
You know,
commands
you
and then
look,
you're looking for your
yeah,
origin.
your placeholder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know how to disconnect a local repo from the origin. You might ask me why. Maybe you now want to add another repo as the origin. Just to
Sorry, I
say,
have one question. I'm sorry, I have one more question.
all right, make it quick.
After setting, okay, after setting this remote origin to your local repository,
Yeah.
are you saying I cannot have different remote this thing in this place, like in this situation? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like instead of having just this
You
2024,
you cannot push to multiple repos. Neither can
I
you
understand.
pull from multiple repo. So if you want
Okay.
to connect your local repo to another, sorry, your local Git repo to another remote repo,
Remote
you first
repo.
have to
Yeah.
break from this.
Disconnect first. Disconnect.
And that's why I showed you this command, git remote remove
Origin. Yeah.
origin.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking the only way you should be able to do that is by when you set upstream or something. That's when. Oh, sorry, that one is for branch. Sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. Sorry, I get you now. Yeah, I get
Don't
it.
worry. We will do upstream now and you will see that.
I get that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now that we have connected this, we now want to push to our remote repo. So being the first time, we're going to set this origin URL as the default remote what? Remote branch. To do that, you run git push set what?
Okay.
Upstream
Origin.
origin. All right. Okay. Then on the origin, what's it going to be? Master branch.
Master.
Okay. It means that push what you have in this local to the origin. We know our origin is what? Is this URL, right? And set it
Mm,
as what?
Master.
Upstream means
it is
every time
upstream.
we are pushing,
It should be
okay, and as what? Master branch.
master.
Then it's going to ask you for your GitHub.
Master.
Okay, so this is where I like giving trainee trouble. I could have used the SSH URL that it's asking me for this. Okay, but I'll ask you to go and find that out and let's come and discuss it tomorrow. Okay, but what I want us to learn here is
But
the
to use the
password.
SSH, you have to use like primary key or public key and all of that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. However, to remove the trouble of this often thing from you. Okay. Now the
So
password is requesting from you here is not your GitHub password. Are we together?
Yeah.
The password is requesting for you here is a token. Okay. August 2022, GitHub disconnected password usage. Why? Because you can decide to give your password to anybody. So let's use token. Now you need to generate a token. If you've done that before, then you know how to, but if you have not, watch out to generate a token. Click on your GitHub account profile, the avatar or picture. You scroll down to settings. Okay, from settings, you look for developer settings. And from there, you click on personal access tokens. Look at it. Token classic. I have one here. It's already expired. So I'm just going to delete this. And then what? Generate new token classic. Before I'm able to do that, there's background noise coming from someone. Background noise. Please mute yourself. When I'm generating this token, I'll share with you why I prefer to use token compared to. Okay, so I'll call this July 24 scam. Let it last for 90 days. For repo, GitHub action workflow. GitHub action is like Jenkins. GitHub now have their integrations where you can do everything on GitHub. Once you click repo, you're good to go. All right. Generate token. One good thing here is you will only see this guy once. So you must copy this and then save somewhere. Okay. I have a file where I save all of these things. Okay. And you can also use security key manager on AWS to do that. Just give me a moment. Let me quickly save this guy somewhere. All right. So once you leave this screen, you won't see this guy again. Okay. Now, before I leave this screen, this is the company GitHub account. Okay. If 5 persons are pushing to this guy, okay, I can generate token for each one of them and share with them. Okay. Now, I might decide to instruct the 5 of them not to use the SSH connection on their system, just to avoid stories of, okay, I was not at my desk and then this person was doing something and then mistakenly push from the master branch on their local repo to the master branch on the remote repo, and then automatically what? Modified what everybody have on the master branch. 1. 2, if I give you your own token, okay, when you use that token, I can log it. I can go check the log. Okay. I can also go check the log of what is happening. But SSH access is good if you are sure that it is only you that is using the workstation. All right. So I'm going to keep the token. I'll paste it here and tap enter. And now I have pushed from the master branch of my local to the master branch of my what? Of my remote repo. So if I come here now, can we go to so 7 repo, we now have 8. Look at it here. So see, we've now pushed. You see, this is different from what you did in AWS. In AWS, you created a repo and added all the files first, isn't it? Then you now went to your local repo. Did you clone or did you? Okay, you clone first, isn't it?
No face, yeah.
Yeah. The first time ever is cloning. Then subsequent time is what? What happens subsequent times?
Okay.
Huh?
You fucked the April or what?
No. You pull.
Oh, you pulled that way me.
Yes. You first
Is
you
it?
want to bring what you have
Yeah, I
in
get it
your
now.
main project
I
into
get
a
it
you
now.
want to create a local copy. The first time ever you're doing it is what? You
It's
clone.
cloning.
Okay.
When you want to update,
When you
you
clone,
pull,
subsequent time you now be what? You now be pulling.
pulling.
But
I
remember,
get
before
it.
you pull, you must have added it as what?
The remote, you must have added, it must be added to your as your remote
Add
repository.
origin. Okay. If you don't
Yeah.
add it, you will not be able to.
So
So
is there a difference between, sorry to cut you short, is there a difference between cloning and forking?
yes, a clone is going to come in. Clone is going to create for the first time a local copy of what you have in your remote repo on your at your workstation. Okay.
Okay.
But when you fork is not creating on your workstation, it's on your
The
GitHub.
remote phone.
Okay.
Okay.
It's creating a
From an API GitHub
copy
to another one.
on your own GitHub. And every change you make, the original owner of the repo that you fork sees it. Okay.
Hmm.
Sees those changes, sees your contribution. It's just like you want to be contributing to it. Okay. And you can ask for a merge, which I can decide to what. If you ask for a merge, I can decide to approve the merge or not. It's just for you to make on the GitHub level. Sorry, at the GitHub level, you make contributions to what? To a repo. So let's say you fork this repo on your own system now. You don't need a server, you don't need the whatever. You just log into your GitHub and you fork this repo and you add more files to it. You can request for what? For merging.
You can create a merge request, a pull
All right.
request, you can create a pull request.
So if you create a pull request, if I approve it, it will add to your name as what? A contributor. You will see your name as contributor to the what? To this repository.
The repository.
Okay. The challenge now is this. If I take down my own, you're likely not to have access to your own again.
So it's dependent on each other.
So, yeah. So a better way is, which is what we're going to do in class, all right, is to import. If I give you this link now, if I copy this guy for you and set it to you, instead of creating new, I will ask you to import repository. When you import repository, your own repo is now independent of my own.
Mm.
Whatever you like, do with it.
But would I still be able to push? Would it be possible for me to be
You'll
able
be
to
able to
push
do
to your
anything
own?
and everything with it. But no, you cannot push to my own repo. Yours is outrightly independent of mine. Okay, we're actually going to say something like that. So let us now say Mr. A, the assistant team lead, or is even the team lead, and he has pushed for the first time to our what? To our
Okay.
remote repo. And then Mr. B has also pushed, Mr. C has pushed, Mr. E has pushed. Okay. Let's say they are pushing to a branch, and then the head of the team, Mr. A, is merging it. At the end of the day, you will realize that the last person that pushed and it was merged is the person that actually have his or our own local in sync with the what? With the repo. Right? Let's simulate it.
Okay.
Let's come to main.py and let us edit it. Okay. I hope you know that GitHub is also another fine, what's it called? Code editor. Are you aware?
Yeah.
Write something, and then we commit. Commit we say means what? Save,
Yeah.
right? You can put the commit message, update main.py, commit changes. Okay. So let's say this is all that has happened. Now you are aware that what we now have on our remote repo is not different from what is on our local repo. Do you
Local
agree?
repo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. If you now try to push from, let's say we now come to work the following day and we attempt to push from here to the master branch. Let's try it. It's push flag new origin master. Mobile technologies.
If you fetch upstream, do you think there's a need to be putting dash U origin master?
Yes, I'll explain to you. But there's no need, but I'll explain to you at times why you need the flag you. Okay. Do you see that we are unable to push? What's the challenge? Oh, okay. It was my password. I thought it was. All right. This. Okay, so just give me a moment. Let me copy that. Do you see that? He said
Okay.
failed to push some ref to this. Why? Updates were rejected because the remote. There is our remote class.
The GitHub.
Thank you. So that's partial. Where's our remote? You're right, it's the GitHub, but where's our remote? Our repository on the GitHub. Because on your GitHub, you can have many what? Many repo.
Many repo. Yeah.
Good. So this is our remote. This link here. The remote contains work that you do not have locally. Is that true?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. That's true because after we pushed to the master branch, other persons have pushed, let's say, to a separate branch. However, the head of the team has merged what they push to separate branch with the master branch. See, right? But in short, we know that what we have at the remote repo master is not the same as what we have here. So there is now a conflict. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same ref. Okay, so it now says you may want to first integrate the remote changes. Like what? Pull what you have, okay, before you now what?
Push again.
Push.
So this takes us to git pull. When you're working on a team as project, everyone must be up to date. So anytime you start working on a project, you must first get the recent changes that has been done on the remote repo to your what? To your local copy. And Git does that with what? Pull. All right. Pull is a combo of two commands. Fetch
And merge.
and merge. Thank you. So what will fetch do? Fetch will get all the change history of your tracked repo. So on your local Git, fetch updates to see what has changed. So we run git fetch origin, meaning that go to the origin and fetch the what? Changes. Decide I want to use a placeholder. You will see that we are using origin often. So it's just good that you sustain origin instead of trying some other words. Okay. Now look at it. Enumerating object 5 done. It has gone to our origin to fetch changes. So now that we have recent change, you want to check your status. We run git status. It tells us on branch, your branch is what? Let's read together. Your branch, which is our own local master, is behind the master, the origin master branch by 1 commit. Okay, so we can now say we want to pull these changes.
Okay.
However, if you are interested, you may want to see the difference between your origin, which is your remote, and your master. And say git log origin /master. Look at it. Origin master, this is one of interest. Origin master, it is this file that was worked on the origin that is not within our what? Master. If there are more than one file, it will list them. It will list them here. Okay. Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay. Or you might even say, I want to see, oh, okay, so it was the main.py file that was modified on the remote repo. You might want to say, I actually want to see the specific changes that was done. Okay, just run git difference. The first one was what? Git log origin master. This one, you say git difference origin master. So this one will actually show you file by file what was done. Different git main.py. Look at it. Import, write something. So these are what was added on the remote repo. Okay. So now that we have fetched, the command to fetch is simple. Git fetch origin.
Sorry, what does
Next
the
thing
A and B
what-
stand for?
Say that again.
What does the A/main and B/main stand for?
The first A is what was removed. Second A is B, the ones what was added.
Okay, B is added, A is removed. Okay.
Look at it, plus, plus, plus,
Plus added.
minus, minus, minus. All right.
Is it what was removed or what was initially there or what was added?
No, if it's what was
Because
initially there, then there's no problem.
I mean, if you take into
When
account
you
the
go ahead.
if you take into account the
Yeah.
example that you just gave us, you didn't remove
Yes.
anything.
Yes,
You
now
have
that's
an
why you didn't see
initial
anything
file.
under remove now. Are you with me? That's why
Yeah,
there's nothing under A. We added stuff.
yeah. Oh, okay. I get it now. I get it now. So it's what was removed. Yeah, I get it.
All right. So the main command you need is git fetch. I just showed us those two in case you want to be very intrusive to check what was really done. To pull two commands, git fetch origin, which is what we've done. Look at it here. If you fetch the origin, the next thing you do is now what? You merge.
Right.
Git merge origin master. Okay. Now, if I run git status, you see, it now tells you what your branch master is up to date. So we have updated our local git such that it's now in sync with the what? With the remote.
The remote repository.
If you don't want to go through all those stress, you just want to pull. Once you try to push to the remote repo and it tells you that the remote repo is one commit ahead or two or three commits, whatever number of commit ahead with what you have, you don't want to do git fetch origin, then git merge origin master. You can just go ahead and run git pull what? Origin. It's as simple as that. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Git pull origin, we do the work of git fetch and git merge for you. Instead of you first running git fetch origin, then you now run git merge origin master, okay? To update your local copy, just run git what? Git pull
Oh,
origin.
no master here.
No. Are we together?
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, I think we can take a break. Let's take 10 minutes break to stretch. When we come back, we use the first 10 minutes to take questions. And I want everybody in class to be honest. If you have not understood any part of what we've been talking about, we'll do a quick review of the part you didn't understand. All right? I want to be sure we are carrying everybody along. Because even as DevOps, your journey starts with what? It. All right. And it might end up to be that you also will be updating the master branch. So you also should know how to push, how to pull, how to push to a separate branch on the remote repo. Okay. Okay, let's come back. I'll tell you the story of a challenge that Mr. Moye ran into at his workplace. And now we were able to solve it just because one mischievous fellow in his team decided to push and then put everybody on in trouble. Okay. All right, let's take 10 minutes break. I want to encourage every other person. I want to encourage other persons to please attempt the assignment and turn it in as well. Thank you, Mr. Axford.
What assignment is that, please?
I ask you to find advantages of waterfall over
Okay.
agile and that of agile over waterfall. I also ask you to find what's run level 1, run level 2, and run level 4 are. I told us in our last class, we'll run level 0, run level 3, run level 5, and run level 6. There are 4 run levels. We try to explain what it means and how to initiate each run level. Okay, Mr. Axford, are you in class?
Is it 4 or 6?
You said there were 7. You said there were 7 run levels.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Run level 0 to run level 6.
6, yeah.
Do you copy? Is Mr. Axford there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, so if I vi root etc ssh sshd underscore config, because I did not use sudo, I'm unable to modify this file. It is read only. Do you see this? Do you see where I highlighted? Because this is a read-only file. Either you use sudo or you don't use sudo. To exit the editor is still the same thing. If you have attempted to edit, maybe you typed insert. First, you escape the insert mode, escape, then you run your normal. This time you can't save because it will not ask you, it will not allow you to write. So you just run quit bang. That's all.
Oh.
Have I answered your question, sir?
Oh, but that's the case. I did something on the file. I modified the file.
If you modify the file, let's say, without using sudo, right?
Yes, I modified the file. Yes.
Let's modify something. Let's just keep insert something. Okay. It will not allow you to save.
Yes.
I've escaped and now write quit bang. You see that?
Yeah, I know this is your one. Yes, yeah.
So all you need to do is to what? Tap enter first, you return back, then this time around, quit bang only. You will not use write with it.
Okay, quit bang only. Okay.
Yes. The W is to write, means to save. Okay.
Oh,
write
quit
bang. But if you do not put the W, it means just quit that editor without saving whatever it has been.
Okay. It's okay.
It's okay. All right, so that's just by the way. Now I want to ask, and I would like all of us to just be sincere. What we've been doing with Git since the beginning of class, is there any person who doesn't understand? and where is the confusion coming in? So let's put things in order.
For me, it's not so much of confusion, but understanding that there are so many Git commands that we cannot possibly cover everything in the class.
That's
Um, I
true.
think I think a lot of the I think understanding the basics is fine, but also just understand knowing that when the challenge comes, you can always research commands and you should be able to fix whatever it is you're trying to do. So I'm not trying to stress myself about the specific commands because there's a lot of them. Like you said in the last class that Lady Ann got a job with some Malaysian company and she learned over 100 Git commands. I don't think she remember those commands today. If I ask her to name those commands, so
No.
I think she was learning them as the problem arose, and she was researching and doing what needs to be done. But understanding how it works, understanding the architecture and how everything ties into each other, the local to the remote to the to and how the commands work basically is key, which I think I've gotten already. So that's what I wanted
Thank
to
you.
say.
I mean, that's a very valuable contribution. It is not to cram commands. You don't cram commands. You will know as much commands as what the job
Also,
needs you to. All right. You don't cram commands because you can cram commands if you do not know how to apply it, when to apply it, then it is useless. All right. It is important that we understand the workflow. You understand the what? The workflow. If you know the workflow, you can easily go to Google and ask, what's the command to do this? So because you understand the workflow, even when you see garbage on Google, be able to say, no, this one does not apply to my situation. I shared an experience with you just yesterday. I was working with some Indians on a project, okay? And we wanted to launch Amazon Linux, where we were scrolling in the AWS platform. We have scrolled to SUSE Linux, SUSE, is another distro of Linux. And we didn't know until we launched. And then coincidentally, the default user on SUSE Linux is also EC2 user. So we were able to SSH into SUSE Linux using EC2 user. If we had scrolled unknowingly to Ubuntu, by the time we are trying to SSH, we will confidently put EC2 user thinking we've launched Amazon Linux. And we will not be able to, isn't it? They will not be able to trace where the error is coming from. But we didn't realize it until I tried to update the server. Sudo yum update, like 5 times, like And you know what it means when you're very sure of the command and you're just hitting the wall.
That's serious.
yeah. Yeah, because
You know?
the one of the easiest way to tell if that you're launching the wrong thing is the username you're trying to get into it with. And if EC2
Right?
user was working, it makes you feel like are you
This is
are you going
Amazon
crazy?
Linux. I mean, this is a remote
Yeah,
on this is a
correct.
distro under
Hmm.
Red Hat Package Manager. So why is Yum not working? Only for
Yeah,
me to attempt some other reboot command and I realized there's trouble. So I went back to go and check SUSE. When the Indian said, uh, they call me OA. OA, why don't we with that to continue to work with this? I say, oh, really? We should continue working with this. Another learning platform. But because I understand what we want to do, the process flow, Linux is Linux. It's still the same kernel, which is Unix. Okay. What I needed to do is to go to Google and find the installer for SUSE. And I realized it uses Zipper. So where I needed to use Yum, I only changed it to what? Zipper. Sudo Zipper update. And boom, it updated. So
Isn't
if
there a
I
way for you to um, make the red hat to use like the normal YOM instead of the other
So
one? Like when you
it,
update the file.
yeah, it depends on the distro if they allow you to do such. There are some distro that allows you to bring in the registry of another package manager into their own and use. Okay. On your Amazon Linux, especially Amazon Linux 2, you can use Amazon Linux Extra to install some packages. And you can also use YOM to install some packages. Okay. On higher versions of Ubuntu, there are ways you can bring in YOM registry. All right. But that would be that you already know how to use this thing. But on yesterday was my first time of using SUSE Linux. Okay, and it was interesting. So we hit some brick wall, but to buttress the point that was raised is that you should understand the flow of what you want to do. If you get the flow of what you want to do, to get the commands on the command line interface, any command line interface, it's easy. It's something you can always check on Google. You will see your commands there. Okay. But if you don't understand the flow of what you want to do, you'll be entering the command you're supposed to use last as first. And you just need to enter it about 5 times before you get frustrated and you dump the project. All right. Sure, you don't have to cram Git commands. You just need to understand how it works on Git, collaborating Git with GitHub or Bitbucket or any of the collaborating platform you're using, how it also works that way as well. If you understand how it works that way, you'll be able to manage any repository, either remote or local repo.
Have you ever had a situation where during an interview someone is asked for specific commands?
Yes, especially
Okay.
when they ask you to do. So
Okay,
there are
basic now.
not only that, I have been the interviewer, all right, and I was trying to correct this young lad, and he was just adamant, right? So I just said, right, since we are on Zoom, okay, I
Mhm.
asked him to launch an instance and then try the commands in the sequence he's telling me to. Okay. You know, when you want to intentionally, when you're trying to guide someone, okay, and the person is just making it as though no, yeah, and he's not getting the clue. I said, launch an instance. Okay. I didn't ask him for the specific command. I only asked him to use the commands the way he is insisting it must flow. Only for him to realize that it was goofing all along. Okay. But I realized that it was some absent-mindedness. What he was saying was not what he intended to do. He was using another diction, another word for what he wanted to say.
Okay.
Okay. So he apologized and then we move on. But he didn't get the job. There's an extent to which you will argue with your interviewer at times. It is not for me. Okay, but I was just invited to be on part of the team, and then they said, "Look, this person that can't, you must be malleable,
Mhm.
even
Yeah,
if they are
right.
not.
Yeah.
But during the interview, you must show that you are malleable. If you're not
Yeah.
flexible, you can't accept other people or whatever. Especially at the point
Yeah.
where you get to the point where I had to make him do it. Okay, all
Realize
right,
he always mistakes.
Well,
and
but sometimes, speaking of interviews, but sometimes it's interviewers make deliberate efforts to try to trip you up. So like they ask you questions and they try to be sure that you know exactly what you're saying. Because I mean, I'm speaking from
mm,
experience here. They try to
yeah,
make sure you know exactly what you're saying. So when you say the answer is, say, EC2, or they say, oh,
mm,
are you sure it's not Elastic Beanstalk? You're like, okay, no, this has to be EC2. So that back and forth might go, maybe not in a very maybe not in a disrespectful way, but if you know you're sure of what you're saying and they're trying to convince you to say otherwise, they might be checking to see if you would agree and say, okay, yes, it is, just so that you can move on. and that will be used against you. So I guess the job, I mean, you're an interviewer, so sometimes these things can happen, right? Um, I've also been a part of an interview process where I asked somebody, he answered the question correctly, and I said, "Don't you think this is the correct thing?" And he paused and he thought for a little bit, and he said, "We can do it that way," and really, really couldn't do it that way. He was correct all along. So I regretted doing that. But at the end of the day, we just wanted to be sure that, because it was a consulting role, and we wanted to be sure that the person that is coming in, whenever he tells a client something, is sure about what he's saying, because clients will go and Google. And if they Google what you said and what you said is wrong,
Not
or there's an iota
correlated.
of doubt, you
Yeah.
understand? It starts to, they don't trust you anymore. So
Good. So
we're
my
not only
point here is there are ways that you will pass that opinion,
okay.
okay, that will tell me, okay, that you are being careful. You are not just being braggadocious.
Okay.
You get? I mean, so I'm not saying this is it. I'm trying to guide you. Like, so what do you think if you set it this way? Are you not going to meet? It was on Bash script actually. Let me just open it up. So I was asking, what will you do with Bash scripts? And it was relevant. And I said, it's just, do you want to share an instance that you've used Bash script? And luckily for him,
Mm,
he picked an instance that I know very well. Bash script on Ubuntu. Okay. And he placed a command before two other commands. And I was trying to say, oh, really? Don't you think you will have permission challenge? Yeah, because one thing about
Oh,
Bash script
okay.
is you don't get to go back and correct it once it is running. It doesn't run, it
Yeah.
doesn't run. And you will not
Yes.
be there when it is being executed. Okay. If you don't put your flag Y on a Bash script, if it's not asking you to answer yes or no, you are not there to answer yes. But it is a Bash script. Did you get? So I was just trying
yeah.
to guide him, and he was so very confident. There are ways you will say something, you'll be like, okay, okay, okay. This guy actually is so sure. But I knew, when you play into someone's hands, it's
Hmm.
different. It's different from I wanted to try sway you. I won't push too further. So if you're correct and someone is trying to sway you just to check if you're sure, there's nothing to which I will push. I will just know because if there are other interviewers on the panel as well, it might also mean that you as the interviewer, he doesn't know what you are saying. Do you understand? To the point where
Yes.
I will now say,
Yes.
do you want us to just quickly check it out? So like that, and let's get back to class. If there are no questions, let's see how to push from our local git to a branch on the remote repo. Okay. And this time, you can either go to the remote repo and create a branch, which is easy to do. Look at it here. You can create a branch here, or from your own local repo, create the branch and push that branch to your repo. And that's the standard in production. Okay. You don't push to the master branch on the remote repo. You push to your own branch and create a what? A merge request or a pull request. Okay. So what do we do? Git branch. We are still on master. Can we delete, fix it? Git checkout. Is it checkout now or branch?
Good branch.
Flag D, fix it. Okay, we've gone into this trouble again. No problem.
I think it's git branch
Git.
minus D.
It is actually branch. The D there is to delete. Okay. Git status. Git branch. Let's see if it is out. Okay. Git checkout master. Our checkout will have a T. Switch to master branch. Your branch is up to date. Its status. Good. Your branch is up to date with the origin master. So from here now, oh, clear rather. So let's work on something and then push to a branch on our master. Okay, so what do we first do? We check out git checkout flag b, fix it. So this command created a new branch and switch to the branch immediately. Are we together?
I almost paused you so I can try it. I just I forgot
Okay.
this was a live class. I thought it was a video I was watching.
The video you were watching. All right. So we've done this. Then what do? We now push this to our what? Git remote flag v. So this as we say git push. You would not need a flag u this time. Origin what? Fix it. Okay, so we are saying push to origin the fix it what? Branch. Are we together? Okay. Then use your so it says, do you see this? New branch. Fix it to what? To fix it. Meaning you have pushed fix it on your local to fix it on the remote. So let's go here. And if we refresh, click on code, we are on master branch. By the time it's done, you should be able to tell that that's detected a new branch. Do you see? Fix it. Okay. So when you have this kind, the next thing you do is to what? Create a PR. You are told here. Create a PR for fix it on GitHub by visiting here. Are we together? So if I see this link, it takes me directly to this place. And the idea is to come and what? Okay. Pull request. New pull requests. Compare and review just about anything. Choose different branches or forks above to discuss and review changes. Fix it. All right. You know why there's nothing to review? Because we didn't make any change on fix it. Are we together? We did not make any change on the fix-it branch. And that's why we are not seeing any new notification in this place. Let's return back to our repo, and even here as well. Let's go make a change on fix-it so that you will see how that works. What do we modify? Can we modify provider.tf? Okay. I think if I look within my archive, I should actually be able to see the proper provider file. Okay, just give me a moment. Oh, beautiful. Copy this. Insert. All right, so this is a Terraform module for declaring provider specifically for how many providers can you see here?
Two, AWS and Azure.
Beautiful. Okay. Look at the. Do you approve of this method?
So cold.
Huh? This is hard coding. All right. And if you're working with on a project where you are not the only one that have access to the configuration files, then this is not what? It's not appropriate. Because it means I'll keep the organization's access key here and the secret key here as well. Right? So other persons that have access to the configuration files can see this. And they can go behind and use it to access from the command line interface. So this hard coding this way is not what? Is not appropriate. If you're not the only one that have access to, then there are other methods by which you can sign in into your AWS from the CLI, such that you would not even need this block at all. I'm sure you did all of that in your AWS. Let's just move on. So yeah, I have saved. So let's commit. Git commit flag A to add it first, flag M, and let's say modified provider.
Yes, logging on.
That's here. Did you say it is lagging?
Maybe from my end.
Who else can confirm that, please?
I'm seeing a.
It's okay on my hand.
Oh,
Okay, so please, you want to quickly do a reset?
okay.
Are we together? Hello, everyone. Are we together?
Yes, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
All right. So we have committed. Then let us push git. I think we have the command somewhere here. Okay. Okay. I better have something else on my clipboard. What do you think we can do if we insist on using this method of pushing without synchronizing our remote repo using the SSH URL? What does you think we can do if I insist on using this method from your Linux knowledge?
We're going to script on this now. A script right to run this.
Beautiful. And you just set up a bash script. Anytime you
Yeah.
push, you just what? Run the bash.
Run the script.
Thank you. Yeah. The essence of your job as a cloud architect that has sufficient knowledge of Linux is that you know how to get things done. Okay, you're not stuck to. You should be able to find your way around if you say you are a system admin or a cloud admin. Aha. So fix it had recent pushes 5 months ago. I was expecting this the initial time we pushed, but I remember that we only check out to fix it branch. We didn't make any change. But now that GitHub has detected that there is a new branch, and that branch has things different from the master branch. I see that it automatically now asks us to what? Do you see this, everyone? So we
compare and pull requests.
compare and pull requests. Okay. Then here you might want, I think someone asked something around this in our last class. You might now want to put summary of what you did. Modified Terraform provider file to reflect changes discussed during the stand-up on Monday. Okay. Process of change, was it followed? Process of change duly followed. What is process of change? Anybody knows?
Yeah, it's like change management guideline. I don't know from
Yes.
that. MOC.
Management of change. Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
So when you've written what you did, summary, not plenty stories. Okay. Then you create a pull request. If you create a pull request, it is possible that your GitHub is linked with your company's Jira. If it is not Jira, Slack, there will now be a notification to the team lead that there is a PR waiting. It comes here, see everything, confirm if it is good. If it is, it comes to what? You see this? Merge pull request. Confirm merge. And once it's done with that, you can now delete that branch. Okay. Now let's think about it. We pushed from our branch here. Fix it. To fix it on the remote repo. We created a PR. PR was reviewed and merged. You know that at this point, fix it and the master branch on the remote repo and even fix it on the remote repo are unified, right? They are in sync. Is that correct? Yes. But let's say I now checkout to checkout master. What do you think I need to do here before I start working?
Git fetch.
Then after
I see
fetch,
good pool. Like, good pool got all of them
simple,
combine the
just save the stress. Git what? Git pull.
Good pool. Good pool.
Because what is on the master what is on the remote
Master, the remote
master
master. Different, yeah.
is now different from what I have on my what? Home master here,
On the local masters, yeah.
on the local master. So what do you run?
Yeah.
Git
Git pool.
pull
Origin master.
origin.
Origin. But sometimes they use origin master. Is it correct? Origin master. If master, will it be wrong? The
It's the
pool
same thing.
origin master.
Except if you
It could be
want
master,
to
it could be
pull,
main.
if you want to pull from the master, if you want to pull another branch, then you will now specify that what? That branch.
Okay. Okay.
Does it make sense?
Okay. Origin.
So let's say I've not deleted fix-it branch on the remote repo and I want to pull it, then I will say what? Git pull from the origin, the name of the branch. The same way we
Only the branch.
push
Okay.
git
Okay.
push origin fix-it. That means
Okay.
push to fix-it branch. You can also pull it. Git pull from the origin, the what? The fix-it branch.
So by default, the origin here now stands for masters.
If the origin knows that it's pulling from masters.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What copies?
All right. I think we have done enough. Let me give us some assignments. Find out how to revert to a previous commit on your local Git. Okay, if I run git log, I have many commits here. If I want to revert to a commit, what will the command be? Okay, there are a lot of git command, and like that person said, I think it was Mr. Henry or Mr. Atford, you can't learn all. Git commit now. Is it git find or git log? You can't learn all the commands in one day. Let me see. I hope I'm correct. Good. Git add, git add, git archive, git branch, git checkout, git spawn, git rebase, git maintenance, git. Do you see? If I tap enter, you see a lot of commands. Okay. But the important thing is you learn the basic one and you understand. Okay, maybe basic, my water diminate down. Learn the fundamental ones and you understand them. Okay, ensure you understand them and understand the workflow, okay, of Git. Any question? If there are no question, everybody please get on your GitHub. I'm sending you a repo you're going to import, and that's the one we're going to be working with as from tomorrow. Let me go find it. Mr. Dan, do you have any question? I see a post on our
Revert one earlier. Let me make assignment very clear now. You said how to revert to an earlier commit, right?
Yes, what would the command be?
What will command be okay?
Yeah. And then what will git stash, and git rebase. I want to find out and not try it. Git stash, git rebase. Do you copy? Okay.
I
So
think
if
there
you
are
are
different
on,
commands. There are different.
go ahead. They are what?
Yeah, I was just gonna say there are different commands to revert depending on the stage of the file modification you are in. Right.
Go ahead, please. You want to revert to
So
a previous commit.
okay, so the commit has already been done. You're just trying to get the previous commit, right? So I think it will be git restore
Okay, so
staged. So it's be git restore double flag staged. Something like this. I'm about to paste it in the
the assignment is for you to try the command and see what the differences
okay.
are. Okay. Remember, it does not keep
Okay.
separate files for different commits. I told us last class. It does not keep separate files for different commits. It's still the same file one. Even if you have done 10 commits, it's still going to be file one, not file 1.1, file 1.2, file
Mm-hmm.
1.3 to file 1.10. No. So if you ask it to reverse the previous commit, it will only return that file to what it was as at that commit.
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to try it out and see if that is your experience. Okay. Now look at this. I have done here a project which, just give me a moment. Let me quickly check. I used index.jsp. Oh, beautiful. This is it. So this is the project. This is the web application we are going to be using at this DevOps 1 module. So this is what I need you to do. I'm going to copy the code now, and I'll put it on chat. It is now on chat. I need you to come here on your own GitHub. Don't fork it. You want to import it. Click on import repository. When you click on import repository, the window that shows, you will give it the name you want to name the repo. Okay, put the name. No, sorry. The first URL here is the one I sent to you. Paste it here. Okay, and then what name do you want to give that repo? Okay, the name you want to give the repo, put the name here as well. So I'll say 2024 July bootcamp. Okay, and you can decide you want to make it private or public. But this is business now. Okay, so I want to make it, I want to make it public first anyway. Then when we get into class tomorrow, we'll make it private and see what the differences are. Okay. So this time we are not creating an empty repository, rather we are importing a repository. Okay. So let me know if you have done that. If you are running into any problem, you can go ahead and share your screen. If you're running into any challenge at all. Is anybody doing that from there?
Yes, I'm doing that. It's in progress.
I'm trying to sign into my GitHub now. Okay. Chats.
Okay, so for those that want to push to the repo we finished working with, I can send you the. Okay, this is going to happen. I'll create a new token for you. So if you want to, if you don't want to push to your own, you want to push to my own. Okay, but don't forget, push to what's it called now? A separate branch. Anyway, even if you push to the master branch, I'm not using this. Okay. How many languages do we have here? 4. HashiCorp.tf, hypertext markup, cascade sheet, Python, yeah, PY, HTML, CSS, Terraform. So let me know if you have you successfully imported.
On your new repository details, what should we put? Should we put like any name of our choice?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Successfully imported.
Good.
Still import still loading. Your import will begin shortly.
No problem.
Yeah, it should take
So
like 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
let it be that the developers, this is the remote repo they said they have been working with for the past 2-3 weeks. And now they've signaled us that it is ready, can now begin the process of releasing the app. And they said it is a Java what? App. So the first thing we do as DevOps is to also, on our own workstation, create a local JIT and clone this repo into our own what? Local JIT. Is it making sense?
Yes, that's the first step, right?
Good. Now don't forget, we already have a workstation. which we have been using to make it look as though it's a developer's workstation. But these are our own workstation.
Yeah, DevOps.
So we now want to use it for our own work. So we've created a directory. Within that directory, we have initiated Git. So what do you want to do next? You want to clone the remote repo that the developer sent to us. Is that correct? So I will say,
Sorry, I have a question. I don't know. Can't we go into different folder?
yes, that's what I want to do.
Okay, good. Okay.
So let's say make directory.
MKDR. No, it's not correct.
Project Git. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Git project. cp git project. What do we do next? We initiate Git, isn't it?
Yeah, getting it.
Okay. Then you might want to introduce yourself to Git. Git.
Yeah.
Config
That's
global user dot name. Then you say, okay. Change this to email. That's clear screen. Then we say git clone the what?
The URL.
The URL.
Yeah.
Where is it? The
Code,
code
yes.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we paste. So we list. We have it here. If I cd into 24. Okay. Clear. If I run git remote flag v, okay. So this guy is the also what? You see this?
Yeah.
Now, please pay attention. Do you see? What do you notice?
Okay.
What do you notice?
The link.
So you change directory to you change the directory and it's telling us that the current directory you are in right now is not a Git repository.
No, it's a Git, but the command to fetch and
is.
pull is not visible yet.
If it is not a Git repository, this command will not return nothing.
Yes.
It will tell you fatal error or
The Git
something.
repo. What you notice here is that the Git remote minus v didn't give us a link to push and pull on this project folder now.
You see, when I used git command in a directory where Git was never initiated, see. Okay, so if I return to Git project and I return this command. So this is what it's saying. We are in a Git folder, but within the direct Git folder, we have not assigned a remote repo.
Yes.
So I can still clone another guy here. Git clone. Let's go find some other repository. Okay, someone should post their own repo as long as it is public. If your repo is public, please put it on
I made my own a private.
Okay. Anybody who's
I-
repo
I
is
just
public.
posted it.
I just posted mine.
All
I
right,
just
sir.
posted it.
Do you see that? So here now, I have two repos. So within this parent Git folder, I do not have any remote origin.
Mm.
But if I cd into 2024,
Okay.
this, and I run git remote flag v,
Man, it'll be-
it automatically tells me because I'm in that directory. Are we together?
Yeah.
So what it means is I can have in my Git project multiple repository.
Can be
It
here.
therefore means you need to be careful when you are pushing. Okay. So if I want to push to this guy, then I must not be inside this place
Yes.
trying to push here or trying to fetch. Otherwise, we mix things up. Are we together? Hello, class. Are we together?
So
Yes.
let me take us back a little bit. So the first time we did a clone, right? We did a clone into a directory that we created, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then did we cd out of that directory?
No. We went
Okay.
straight into the folder of the cloned folder, the cloned repo. See
Okay.
where we were.
I'm trying to understand the flow again. So
We seeded
okay.
into
What we did was to create a folder first. The folder.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then we
yes.
initialized we did the initialization of Git in that folder, right? And then
That
we
folder,
cloned
yes.
then
And
we
now clone
cloned
into
that.
it.
when we cloned,
When
we
you
first have
clone into it,
this.
you come out with the folder with a directory that has your the name.
Hold on, Outford, please. Can I just say so that you can tell me if I made a mistake? Because I'm trying to
Okay.
like make sure I understand the sequence. So
No, okay.
the first thing was we created the folder, we initialized the folder, we cloned the repository into that folder,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you said in that folder we created another folder again. Was that what we did?
No.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes.
We created this folder and we initiated
Okay.
Git.
Correct. Yes.
After Git was initialized, we cloned this. I
Okay.
used git clone, then the URL
Then
of
the
this
URL.
repo. Then it brought in
Correct.
this folder.
Okay. Okay.
And I cd'd into this folder and
Mm-hmm.
I run remote flag v so
Okay.
that you can see that when we are within this folder, even when we have not set this folder as the origin, because we are here, it automatically
It
sets
already
it.
knows what the origin is. Okay.
Good. Then I leave this folder
Yeah.
back into our Git project. And I
Okay.
run flag v and it returned nothing.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So this folder is now a parent what? Git
Folder.
folder
Mm-hmm.
for other
Git rep.
local
Yeah.
Git repos.
Okay. Okay.
So the origin here is not the same as the origin here.
Okay.
If I bring
Okay.
in the third one, the origin in that one will also be different.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
So it must be public before you can bring it in. If it's private, you can bring it in.
No, you can't clone a private.
Okay. Okay.
You wouldn't have the permission.
Okay.
Or if you have the token and the login or like
Okay,
the
so
key or
yeah.
something.
Okay, so let's start. So someone give us your private trial. Let's try it out.
Let me see.
Mine is public.
Okay, who has a private one?
No, this is private. Let me see whether it's finished. Okay.
Either you're unable to clone or you are unable to push to it. But let's just say even
Let me give you
in your CI tool, your repo is private, your CI will not be able to work with it. If I had made that base repo private, you will not be able to import it.
I've sent my own to use private.
I've seen it, sir. Do you see that? Can you
Oh,
see?
okay. I see point. It's okay.
So even if I have the username, which I can see from here, which is this.
Yes.
Boom. Do I have the
Password. You don't have this one.
exactly?
So it works now.
No,
No, is it work now? You just put
I
my
can't
password
clone
now.
it.
You don't have a password now.
Okay.
I can't clone it. It's not working because it's private. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, you can only clone if you have the credentials to get in, right?
Yes, if I have the credentials, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's right.
All right. Any other question? So when we come into class tomorrow, we'll now start with the next tool, which is to build, because we now have this guy. We will now get into our building tool, which is Maven. So we first
Even.
have to install Maven.
Mhm.
Maven is now available on any of the distro manager registers. It is not on Yum, it is not on Debian. You will have to go to their external server. So to do that, we use wget. I'm sure you guys learned how to use wget during Linux. Okay. So we use sudo wget, the URL of Maven. Okay. When we bring it in, we also go and declare variable. All right. Remember how we declared variable? When we do that, we can now install Maven. We can now ask it to build. Okay. But before we get into all of that, we'll discuss a bit about Maven tomorrow. Share with us what Maven does, the essence of pom.xml files. Okay. And then the artifact that we get after we have successfully built with Maven. All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. Would there
So,
be
then I
any
have a question.
question?
I have something to say, sir. I don't know. You
Go
you
ahead.
promised to give us something last time we met on maybe a bit of documentation on Git. I don't know. Yes, Git.
Okay,
You didn't
so
give.
we have, please reach out to, I'll reach out to Lady Anne to
Okay.
give you access to, there's a repository here where you have write-up on Git and the Maven.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's gonna give you
Okay.
access to that repo. Okay.
Okay.
And then you can
Cannot clone it. Yeah.
yes. All right. I think what I want to share with you, which I've even shared with her to send it out, is write up on continuous this and continuous that, the
Okay.
cycle for the DevOps life cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks as though we've not been doing anything, but I should tell us that it is these simple things that are put together to make the complex system. So before the video begins to accumulate, take time to watch. Okay, take time to watch class videos and then update yourself and make notes. All right. Is everybody in class? Yes. I'm going to share with you quickly a template you can use to document notes of how you're learning. Okay, so please download it once you see it, and then come in. Okay, where's this guy? Just give me a moment. Okay, it's not here. Okay, I found it. DevOps workflow. Please go to the Zoom chat, everybody. You see a file called DevOps workflow. It's a Word document file. Please download it. When we come to class tomorrow, I'll quickly share with you how you can appropriately use the file. Okay. Let me know if you have downloaded it. And if you have, you might want to help us push it to the Discord channel. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dan. All right, everyone. If there are no more questions, we'll see same time tomorrow. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.